Good morning, everybody. This is Ramona. Today, I want to talk to you about exactly what my plans are at this point in my life. I didn't really have notes to write out. I just wanted to talk it out and see what happens. Okay, so there was a point in my life where I was really reliant on other people to make me happy. And if they couldn't, and I didn't do this on purpose, but it was just like a way that this is just how I was, I learned it from someone, but I don't know, but I looked towards everybody else for my happiness. And if you couldn't make me happy, you paid consequence, you paid the price. And, I think a lot of people around me do the same thing, and so, you are who you hang around, with my exes that I was with, I was clingy. I was a very clingy person. And, over the years I've gotten better, of course, and I think that, when you're in your 20s, and then you're in 30s, you grow and you change. But I just got out of a relationship, but I got out of a relationship of 5 years, okay? And, oh my God, that relationship, like I said in my last video, was a karmic relationship, okay? And in that relationship, I know that I have learned a lot from it, okay? I learned a lot about myself. I learned that it's how much torture, how much hell I put myself through because I was relying on her, relying on my friends. I realized how reliant I was on other people to make me happy. And when they were miserable, I was miserable because I wasn't getting the happy phone calls, the happy this and happy that. I would sit idly by waiting for them to be happy. Then I would jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh yeah, you're happy, so what are we going to do today? We're going to do this, And really, I would put my life, really I would put my life on hold because I'm waiting for the rest of the world to do something so I can jump on with it instead of the other way around where I have to take the courage, I have to do the strength, I have to do the hard work in order to get out there and do the hard work and take control of the reins and do me, And that is very difficult for me to do, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's such a foreign idea. No, okay. So, in the last year of being with my ex, because I mentioned her because this is where it actually came from, okay, this is what I wanted to do, because I was really in a bad place with her, and I didn't like who I was turning out to be, and it was so bad that, you have to stop and you have to look at yourself, like, what the heck are you doing? This is not the way it's supposed to be, and I'm tired of being a slave to other people, sick and tired of it. Okay, so, I wanted to take on the goal of rebuilding my life. And what does that mean? That means stripping myself of everything that I've ever known, okay? Basically. And that's not with everything, okay? But, I'm not going to lose my home, and I have my children, I have, the comforts of, like that. But for my inner growth, I stripped away the people in my life, okay, and that was really hard to do. When I say I got rid of everybody from my life, I'm not joking. I dropped all my friends, and yes, that was really hard. I dropped my ex. That was really hard, especially the fact that they were going through a lot of. Could you excuse me for a minute? Could you shut up that, please? Sorry about that, my alarm's going off. We're going to Canby Lake today. And I did. I got rid of, these people were so toxic to me. You know, they were using me. They walked over me as a mat. They weren't respecting me for who I was or who I've known, 5 years ago. That was like, I was a different person. So we had a match back then. Who I am today, I'm a different person, and I don't want to be in the drama. I don't want to sit on the phone all day talking about your problem and you giving me the open floor to talk about my problems all the time. Because the truth of the matter is if you allow somebody, even me, you allow them to cry and spill their life out and complain. If you say, if somebody tells me, oh, that's okay, then I'm going to do it. And I was just sick and tired of just being so miserable all the time. I mean, I'm not joking. That was me and my friends. We weren't all about being happy with sustenance. I hope to say that right. But we were happy with, drama, misery, and then all of a sudden we got like this spike of happiness, like we got money or something, and we're out there shopping, something like that, and then we fall, and then we're like, oh no, we have relationship issues, and all we do is sit on the phone all day talking about nothing. And I just felt like a shell, basically an empty shell. And I don't want to do this. And, I also noticed that whenever I was in really good spirits, I'm like happy and living my life and like cleaning the house and singing, and then I'll get a phone call, one of those regular phone calls from a friend of mine, and it's all about her miserable life. By the time I'm done talking to her on the phone, I want to go to bed. And, what I mean by that is that she was just sucking my energy dry. She was sucking me dry. And I just felt really depleted. And it wasn't just her. It was all of the people in my life. They were, like, really depleting me. And the truth of the matter is that I'm sure I was depleting them as well. Okay? And that's where the problem lays. I can't control them, and I can't change their lives. But I can change my life. I didn't like who I was. I wasn't. I was an emotional vampire. Was clingy, waiting for people to make me happy. Living vicariously through other people. I cared way too much what other people thought about me. I was addicted to other people, and I didn't even know how to make my own self happy or anything like that. Wow, this is running 8 minutes. Okay, so there we go. So I decided, I'm like, I don't even know where to begin on trying to love myself and trying to change myself, So the major thing that I thought of that was like a huge problem were the people who were in my life, the smoking that I was doing. I was smoking 2 packs a day, and I also wrote out like some goals that I wanted. I wanted to start my own home business. I also was like really bored with myself. I'm like, okay, I'm going through these changes, but I don't know what to do with myself. So I had to stop and think, and I don't know how it happened, but like I was sitting on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my god, that's really interesting. Like gardening, I absolutely adore gardening. I'm actually growing pumpkin patch. This is crazy. Pineapples, and growing all of those things. I'm actually really good at it. I'm not killing the plants, so and I'm really proud. Every day, like a flower blooms from like my pumpkin patch. Makes me really happy, and I feel, like, wow, I really did this. Okay, so, so I quit smoking. I dropped 2 of my friends, and I dropped my ex. That was pure hell. That was really difficult, because I was just like, I was constantly grabbing for the phone. I'm like, oh my god, nobody's calling me, and I don't want to call them. It was really hard for me to not call them, and I had to constantly ask myself, Ramona, do you want to sit here and talk to somebody who's just going to talk to you about miserable things, or how dedicated are you, Ramona, to changing your life, to get away with that, to get away from that, and to look within myself and, make the and try to find happiness within myself. I mean, I didn't know where I was going with that, but being happy with yourself, changing, is that going to bring me happiness? I don't know at this point, okay, but no, at that point, when I dropped everybody off my list, my ex was the last one, and it was only the 4th of July that not a lot of people would know that, because we were just kind of keeping on the down low, but it was 4th of July was the last day. I just cut it off because of the things that she was saying. I'm just like, I'm done with this, So it's only been 4th of July. But it's done. It's an absolute done thing. She has stopped calling me. I stopped calling her. And my friends don't, I think they were waiting around for quite a long time to see if I was going to come around, and now I think that they know that I'm not coming back. I'm not. You didn't appreciate my friendship then. You weren't really a good friend to me at all, and plus I was feeling unhealthy being your friend. It just comes to a point where it's time to, bye, because these are 20-year-long friendships, okay? And that was with one. Another one I've known for 3 years, another one 5 years, So these are long-term friendships, okay? And I was like, toxicity, major. So yeah, I'm making the changes, and I think that I'm making this video because another thing is I felt like I was stalling out there for a while. And, I think this portion of this video is for me, because I have to remind myself that one of the things I've learned about myself is that I'm an instantaneous person. I don't know if that's a word, but I want things in the moment. If I can't have it right now, just give up on it. I'm really learning long-term goals and to really stick by it. And even if you fall off the bandwagon, you get back on it. But I found out that falling off the bandwagon is not really falling off the bandwagon. What I call that was me not giving up. But you really, you learn a bunch of things, okay? And then it comes to a point where all of that stuff has to sink in, and so everything stops. The progress that you're making before you can take on anything new, it really has to become real to you. Okay, like when I quit smoking, yes, it was even a few months within that. It really had to sink in. Ramona, you're a non-smoker now. That has to sink in, because if I didn't give it time to sink in, I would have became a smoker again. So you have to learn to grow and wrap your mind and alter your thoughts and your feelings and emotions, really let it sink in. The other thing is that when I dropped my friends, that was I needed 2 weeks. 2 weeks for that to really sink in, for me to accept it. And then I accepted it, and then even a month later it's really sinking in, and then I dropped my ex out of my life, and so that is really sinking in. I'm making these major life-changing, down to the bottom ring to build myself back up. And that means, making these major changes in my life. And it is hard, let me tell you. So right now I'm at a moment where everything has to sink in time, okay? And so I was getting frustrated. Another major thing, because of course if I'm doing better with my health, I quit smoking. The other thing is my weight loss. And it's so important to me to do it right, because I've lost weight before. Obviously, if you look at my thumbnail on this channel here, I'm actually 100 pounds less in that video, in that picture, that thumbnail. But unhealthy, not eating right, what have you, stress probably, even from the relationship that I was in, and just the unhappiness, okay? That's where that weight came off, okay? I want to do it right this time. I want to eat 1,500 calories and eat healthy. I'm going to work on my budget to be able to do that. Healthy eating is expensive, I've learned, okay? And I also want to work out every day. I want to work at it. So when it comes off, I can look back and be like, oh no, that was no joke. I wasn't sitting on the couch, crying and losing my appetite because I was so depressed from people around me in the situation that I was in. No, I didn't lose it because of that. I lost it because I took the hard work. I cared and loved myself enough, okay, more than enough, to get off my ass, look me kitty, to get off my butt, sorry, I said a bad word, get off my butt and do the hard work and the dedication. And every day I don't grab for a hoo-hoo is a moment, a breaking moment where, you know what, I love myself enough not to grab for that cake. Or I love myself enough that, okay, I'm tired, I'm aggravated, I'm done for the day. You have those days where you're just like, ugh, but I need to get up and go work out on my machine that's sitting over there. So yes, we're going in a 60 mark. Okay, so I don't like my videos too long, babbler. But okay, so this is basically what I'm up to. Okay, thank you for listening. Love you. Okay, bye.